Here's my lovely viewer for today. She is watching very intently. So, what I will be showing you how to do today is how to properly clean and condition a pair of leather boots. Now, a quality pair of leather boots could last you a lifetime if you take care of them just right. Now, what you must remember when taking care of a pair of leather boots is that this leather is not something made by humans. It is not something made in a lab. It is something grown on an animal. Now, as this material is grown on an animal, the animal itself will be releasing different oils and whatnot to keep this leather nice and hydrated, to keep it supple, and of course the animal cleans itself, keeps the leather properly cleaned, free of dirt and debris, and that's what keeps it going so well, hence why it's skin. Now, a lot of times when people buy a pair of really just leather goods at all, they'll buy it, use it, and neglect to care for it. What that will lead to is a shortened lifetime of the product. So, what I will show to you today is how to both clean and condition a pair of leather boots. Now, first step in caring for them, or cleaning them I shall say, is remove any sort of accessories. Now, these here being a slip-on type pair of boots, there's no laces to remove, there's no false tongues to remove, no add-ons of any sort. Now, if you have a lace-up pair of boots, I would recommend to just take off the laces. Take off any kilties, false tongues, get those out of the way. Now, to remove any sort of hard, stuck-on dirt, what I prefer to use is a firm wire brush. Take it around the outside, brush it off, gets off any chunks. These here are pretty clean, it's not much of a worry. So what I'm going to go to is a horsehair brush. Simply going over it, you can see dust come off and a slight shine starting to appear. This is taking out any sort of light dirt, light dust, any little bits that are on there, kind of giving it a smoother surface. Now for routine maintenance, what I like to do is every day at the end of the day, whenever I take off my boots, I'll give them just a quick rundown with the brush. Nothing major, just enough to get off a light day's work of them. It helps keep them shiny and looking nice, and I like taking care of my stuff. Now, next step in a full clean would be to use some sort of leather conditioner. Commonly, or not a conditioner, but a full cleanser. It's usually called saddle soap. This here is by Fielding's, a popular leather brand. And what you would do if you were to use it, my leather's not quite that dirty, you'd simply take a small amount of this orange paste that you can't quite tell onto a little leather brush, and you just kind of rub it into the leather. Just a little bit, it will set up. Go around, and at no more than 10 seconds, you'll go back and wipe it off. Nothing more, nothing less. Do that over the entirety of the boot, and let it dry out. Moisture is a great enemy of leather. It'll dry it out, it'll make it crack, and again, greatly reduce the lifetime of the product. Now, what saddle soap does is not only does it remove dust, dirt, and debris, it also removes a lot of the oils that are impregnated into the leather. So, anytime that you use any sort of saddle soap or leather cleaners such as that, you'll want to go back over with some sort of leather conditioner. Here I'm using some Big 4 leather conditioner. It's a very neutral conditioner. It won't darken up the color like other more heavy-duty conditioners will. So the process for this is quite simple. Pop your top. Get some sort of cloth. I really prefer used socks. I get a lot of them. Get you just a little bitty dab on there. And you'll simply take your boot, give it a little wipe. You'll see it start to darken up a little bit. And just spread it around a little bit. Now we're not trying to 100% soak this leather. We're trying to get a little bit of that natural moisture back into it. And as you can see, it's already beginning to darken in color versus this side. So we'll take a little bit more of this here, just a little bit, and we'll start rubbing over some more. Now one of the other benefits of properly hydrating this leather is it will prevent any sort of water from soaking into it. And again, improves water resistance, but if done overly, it can make your leather overly supple, overly soft, which doesn't sound like a real thing, but it makes the leather weak. There's also other products, I believe I have a few, that are wax products. These are ones that you can heat up and impregnate in the leather, and it will fill the little voids and crevices and whatnot in the leather with a wax. It will make your leather virtually waterproof, but with it being waterproof, it reduces the natural breathability of the leather, which is one of the best qualities of leather versus other synthetic materials like plastics, PVCs, and whatnot. As you may notice, if you've ever worn a pair of rubber boots, your feet are like swamps in there. That's because it's an impermeable barrier, just like that one thing on the atom or something. But with a pair of leather boots, it'll let a little bit of water, a minuscule amount, but plenty of airflow through, making them great in the summertime. As I've gone over most of this boot now, you can see it's quite a darker color than when I first started. Show you against the unconditioned boot versus the conditioned boot. That's a healthy looking leather right there. Now, let this sit out to dry for a little bit. I'll go back over with the brush a little bit more, give it some of that natural shine going back. That's looking real nice. What I give you is a properly cleaned and conditioned boot. And of course, if you're doing any sort of lace-up boots, any sort of anything fancy, make sure you clean, hydrate all of your accessories and whatnot. And once you're done, put them back on, and you have a nice pair of boots. Thank you for your time.